The following safety and survival tips are suggestions only. The producers and Lifetime assume no liability. There can be no guarantee that these suggested techniques and recreations will prevent injury or death.
The dogs were in a frenzy that they reminded me of sharks.
Save my baby, help me save my baby are powerful words.
Please help us!
I don't think there could be any greater fear.
I'm looking at Jessica and I'm pleading with her like, you gotta help me. It was just us now and the dogs.
Sit. Stay.
Dogs have been our pets and companions for thousands of years, and most of them are no trouble at all. But some dogs can suddenly turn vicious. The fact is, about 585,000 people are seriously bitten by dogs every year. 70% of dog bite victims are children. Breeds known as fighting dogs are often behind these attacks. When provoked, these dogs can turn deadly. March 27, 1998. Cinda Robbins traveled to Belleville, Illinois to visit a close friend and her 2 children. The kids immediately took a liking to Cinda's 7-year-old son, Brandon. Seconds later, Saddle and Xena showed up. The dogs were huge and menacing.
My friend kept assuring me that the dog is just so gentle, and if I trust him with my children, then he's going to be fine with Brandon.
Can we go play outside?
All right, go outside and play. Have fun.
Have fun.
Jenny left for work. Minutes later, Cinda's life changed forever.
Brandon thought he could run past the female, and he tripped and got tangled in her chain. And the little girl came in, and she told me, Zena's attacking Brandon. As soon as she opened the door, the mail went out. So I ran out, but the mail was in front of me. So when I got out there, Brandon's tangled up in the chain.
Call 911!
There's already quite a bit of blood. The female's about ripped his ear off. And then the male attacks from the other side. I told Brandon to get down on his face.
Cinda remembered some advice her mother had once given her.
If a dog ever tries to attack you, protect the throat, protect the face. That kept playing over and over in my head with Brandon. So I would go down, try to untangle the chain from Brandon's legs. Brandon would come up, he would spit grass out, grab a breath of air, and go back down. My plan was that if I could get the dogs to start attacking me, then I would die. And then when the paramedics got there, they would find him alive underneath me.
But the dogs were relentless. They would not let up on Brandon. For 20 terrifying minutes, Cinda fought off the vicious attack.
Please, somebody help us!
Across the street, Jessica Richardson had just arrived home from work and heard the commotion. At first, she thought that Cinda was simply playing with the 2 dogs.
But as I listened, I realized that she was saying, please, somebody help me, somebody help my baby.
Please help us!
I don't think there could be any greater fear. Lord only knows what was going through her mind.
I'm seeing all this blood, and I thought, is he going to be blind? And then like a split second later, like, is he even going to live?
Without thinking about her own safety, Jessica ran to help Cinda and Brandon, who was seconds away from being mauled to death.
I started to run in the opposite direction. That would give Cindy time to get away. The dog ran behind me. He jumped at me and he knocked me face down. I rolled over and I threw my arms.
As Jessica challenged Saddle, Cinda raced Brandon into the house.
No! Oh my God!
I'm thinking, oh God, I'm gonna bleed to death.
I knew that I was going back out there. Neither. I was gonna kill the dogs, but they were gonna kill me.
Then, as quickly as the nightmare had begun, it was over.
He turns from Jessica and he starts running at me. Then he just stopped. He had gone like temporarily insane, and then he was back to, you know, I'm a good dog. Why are you doing this to me?
Jessica was pulled to safety and rushed to the hospital in the same ambulance as Brandon.
And then we got to the emergency room, and they didn't know if Brandon was going to make it or not, so they called the preacher in.
After hours of grueling surgery, Brandon pulled through, though both of his ears had to be reattached. He underwent more plastic surgery to repair the damage around his eyes. Today, he's fine. Remarkably, Cinda survived the harrowing ordeal without a scratch. Saddle and Xena had to be put down. Jessica suffered permanent damage to her left arm. And while the physical and emotional scars remain, Jessica has no regrets.
Two mothers doing what had to be done to save a child's life.
I have no words. You know, you say thank you. That's not enough. I mean, Brandon's my only child. I wouldn't have been able to make it without him.
Cinda and Jessica were real heroes. In defending yourself against a large dog, you need to protect your throat, your face, and your chest exactly the way Cinda did. Dogs will attack those vulnerable areas first. Certain behavior can trigger a survival reflex in any dog. Avoid eye contact with a strange dog. This can be misinterpreted as provocation. Never leave a small child alone with a dog, no matter how docile it might look. Children have been killed even by trusted pets. Just last year, in Georgia, a 5-year-old child was attacked by the family dog while playing with it outside. The bite wounds to his head and neck were fatal. Children need to be told to never disturb any dog that is eating, sleeping, or caring for her puppies. Even gentle family dogs will react out of instinct to protect their territory. If you need to go on the offensive, use whatever weapon you can find. When a woman in Long Beach, California saw a dog attacking another woman, she struck it with the anti-theft device in her car. If you don't have anything to protect yourself against an attacking dog, try punching it in the nose or head as hard as you can. That's what a man in Weston, Massachusetts did, and he stopped the charging dog dead in its tracks. Some experts also suggest twisting the dog's sensitive ears or kicking it in the ribs hard enough to wind it. Remember, an aggressive animal may be just reacting to something it sees as a threat, but when you're attacked, you've got to fight back with everything you've got.
Credible threat. For survival and safety information you can email to your friends and family, please go to our website at lifetimetv.com. Good night and stay safe.
At 8 next Monday night. Watch Lifetime's What Should You Do, a dramatic new series about real women, real crimes, real solutions. How did one woman overcome a crazed gunman?
She saved all our lives.
This extraordinary story and more on the next What Should You Do? At 8 next Monday night, only on Lifetime.